Hi everyone, welcome to EdTech with jReb. I'm Javier Rogagliati and I'm here to share with you a bit about AI-built presentations. Before we get started, remind you that you can connect with me on Twitter and you can also go to my website, jreb.me, where you can find a free monthly newsletter and find some the past recordings of these webinars too. So let's get right on it. We are going to look into how to create presentations with AI. And the first thing I've opened here is just a blank document because I wanted to show you one of my favorite tools, which is this little circle at the bottom right here, which is called Brisk. Brisk or Brisk Teaching or Brisk AI is an extension for Google Chrome that you can install for free, and it can help you save time with a lot of our teacher tasks. The one that we are going to explore right now is under the Create menu, and it's called Presentation. You can see I've used it recently, but if you scroll down, you can find it here in the first section too. Now, this presentation feature is very powerful. You can select which language you want to create the presentation in. If you want to use the standard model of AI or the turbo model, which is only for paid users, we're going to stick with the standard AI model. You can also select which grade you're creating this presentation for, so that the language in the presentation is tailored for this specific grade. You can choose up to a maximum of 20 slides. And if you have the paid option, the paid plan of Brisk, you can also include images that are generated for your presentation around your topic. And also in the paid version, you can select standards that are aligned to your presentation. You can choose from a long list of available standards here, and you can also search by topic and like filter them down to find the ones you need. Again, this is only with the paid version. So I'm gonna stick to the free ones, and I want to start actually using a YouTube video because I can create a presentation, a Google Slides presentation based on a YouTube video. For example, I want to share a YouTube video with students, and then I want to create a presentation on that video. This is a super easy way to do this. So let's go to YouTube and check how can we do this there. So once you install the Brisk extension, it's gonna appear here also. And when you are on YouTube. So once you click, you can also choose the Create menu so that you can find you can click on the Brisk button so you can create your presentation based on this video. You can click on Create. Once you're on the YouTube video of your choice, you click on Create and then look for the presentation option. Once you're there, you can leave the default prompt and you can change all the menus I showed you before. I'm gonna leave it at 6th grade and 10 questions. I'm gonna click on Next. And and it's going to ask me which template I want to use. There are some that are part of the paid subscription as well, the ones that have the little star beside its name. I'm going to click, for example, science, and I'm going to click on risk. If all the permissions are correct, you will it will open automatically a new Google Slides presentation, and it's gonna immediately start generating slides. You can see here how the slides, the presentation is gonna start being populated. And at the bottom right, you can see how the brisk button appears, and it says stop generating in case you want to stop the creation of your presentation. And just like that, our presentation has been finished. You can see it's still applying some formatting options here, and you can see we have the template that we chose. Let's analyze what it has done. So the video was one of my webinars about starting to explore the Google Sites, trying to learn what it is. So what you'll see Brisk has generated is a lot of content that is on YouTube, on the YouTube video. How does this work? Because does the AI engine watch the video? It cannot actually watch the video itself. What it does is go to the YouTube transcription of the video, and it kind of reads that. So starting off with that, it gets the information that it needs, and it tries to create a presentation that it, according to its rules, thinks, quote unquote, it's going to be useful for you. So here we start with a definition. What is Google Sites? Why to use Google Sites? How to create a Google site. This is where we start getting into the content of the video itself. So how to create a Google site, then how to add some content. This is all content that is on the video. Then we have embedding other Google tools, like inserting Google Docs slides in videos, creating pages and navigation, customizing your site, sharing your site, using site and using site for a project. This is no longer a tutorial, but it's part of the examples I gave in that webinar. And the last slide that it has created, and this is, I think, what is incredible about this way of creating presentations, is that it's giving you questions that you can use in your presentation. So since Brisk is tailored for education, it has assumed, quote unquote, that this presentation is something I'm going to give to my 6th grade class. So the last slide is actually a list of 3 questions that I can pose to my 6th grade class to get them to think about how to use Google Sites for their projects, what type of contents they can include in their website, like some discussion questions that can take the topic a bit further. So what I really like about this way of creating presentations, besides the time I can save, is that it's already suggesting a structure for my presentation. Based on the content of the video, it has created a sequence that I can easily follow. And if I don't agree with something, of course, I can change it. This is not fixed. This is a Google Slides presentation like any other. So I can come in and type whatever I want. But I think it's a pretty good starting point for creating presentations. It really saves a lot of time for creating presentations. It's a really good base, I believe. Now, Brisk also works with other types of documents. So if you had a Google Doc or a PDF, maybe that you want to make a presentation out of, that also works. But instead of doing that, since we already saw how Brisk works, I wanted to try another tool with kind of the same thing, the same tool. So I want to go into Magic School. For that, I have to go to the website and sign in, of course. And then when I get to the menu of options, I have to find the presentation generator, which is conveniently here as one of the most used tools. So when I click there, I'm gonna see I have a bit of different options, right? I can also select what grade level I'm using this for. I can also see the year, the grade level classification for UK schools, or it also gives me the option to select university or professional staff. So this can be closely tailored to what I need. The number of slide is here, and it's in multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20, also up to 20. Here I can talk, like I can dictate or write the topic, standard, or description of what I want. Let's read what it says. You can also add the topic standard or longer description of what you're teaching. You can also use the paperclip icon to the left to attach content to base your presentation on. If you include the full description, you can use any standards worldwide. This, I think, is very powerful because you don't have to attach a rubric or a descriptor of standards. You can just type it. If you have the full code of the standard that you need, you can include it in your text, in your description here. It's not like you have to select it from a huge list or anything like that. And here with the paperclip icon, you can add documents to create the presentation on, like a PDF or another Word document, for example. And if you have additional criteria that you want to include or tailor your presentation with, you can include them here. So this is the difference with Magic School. You have to be very specific, right? Because we know that with AI-based tools, you have to be very specific. And Magic School actually allows you to do that with these two boxes. So the first one, as you see, is about the objective, the content or the standard or topic that you want to create the presentation about. So what are you presenting about? If there are additional criteria, like include discussion questions, or you have specific questions that you want to include in the presentation, you can also put them here in the additional criteria box, because we need to be very specific with using AI, and Magic School is helping us with that. So we are going to look at the exemplar here, which is a very nice way of seeing how this works. So it gives me a 7th grade grade level, 5 slides, the process of mitosis. Like, I don't even have to be very specific or have a long description. I can be very generic like that, because since I'm selecting 7th grade, it can give me a baseline. And this is the idea, right? That we have a baseline for creating our presentations, for building our presentations. We don't have to start from scratch anymore. We can start with something a bit more fleshed out so that we can build on that. So here, what we have is a list of what each slide will contain. So I can see here, slide, mitosis, cell division explained, the title, right? Second slide, what is mitosis? Slide 3, the stages, why is it important? Inaction, and the difference with meiosis. So once this list has been created, I can find, and I'm happy with the results, because of course, if we had a subscription here with Magic Schools, I could ask the AI engine to edit this list But since I'm presenting free options, we're gonna stick with this. So there's a button here at the bottom that says export slides. Once I do that, I can choose Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint. If it was a different type of content that I'm generating with Magic School, I could also export it to Docs or Word. But since it's a presentation, I'm gonna click on Google Slides. So it's repeating what it's gonna be in the presentation, and I'm gonna click on Export. Now the permissions are gonna pop up, and you're gonna accept all of this that I'm doing off camera right now. Sometimes it's every time you use it, the permissions are reset or they ask you to do it again. Now it's going. Now you see it's loading, and then it's gonna start creating that presentation, and we'll see what comes out of that. There we go. Export has finished. Open Google Slides, and this is the presentation that Magic School has created. As you can notice, it hasn't asked us if there's a specific template that we want to add to this presentation. So it has just given me blank slides, like without formatting, without any colors or fonts or anything. That can be something positive or negative, depending on how you see it. We'll talk about more about that in a minute. So we can see here that the whole content that was listed before is here, and exactly in the same way. Nothing has changed, only that each paragraph, let's say, has been put in a different slide. The idea is that Magic School is giving you an outline of the presentation before creating the presentation. So that's an extra step that can be very useful, especially if we have the ability to edit before the presentation is generated like this. Now, if I had to edit this, let's go back to Magic School. If I had to edit this, what I would do is try to edit the prompt. Since I don't have my subscription and I want to keep my free account, I can go back and I can edit the prompt I'm giving to Magic School to generate this list, which is effectively the outline of the presentation, right? So let's go back to the present. These are the two ways I wanted to share with you how to create presentations, either with Brisk or with Magic School. And either way, whatever you have, whatever is more comfortable for you, that will be okay, because both of them are pretty good in creating the presentation. And of course, this is supposed to be the base of your presentation, right? Remember, 80% can be AI, but the final 20% must be yours. It has to have your professional criteria and the content that you want to see in the phrasing, the wording that you want to share with your students. So it has to be something that is personal and engaging, right? I'm not expecting AI to engage my students for me. So what I wanted to show you next is, this is very bland, right? The presentation is, this one specifically, the one from Magic School, is completely blank. There is no color, no nothing, no formatting. Recently, if I'm not mistaken, it was this week, Google released a new feature in Google Slides, which are the templates. So if I go here to insert, I can find the templates button. I can also go here on the film strip on the left side where the mini slides are. I can right click and I can also find the templates menu. Once I click there, I can see new templates that Google has created for people to use on Google Slides in Google Slides. Like, you don't have to go anywhere to create this template. Now, what's going to happen? Sadly, no, it's not going to apply the format to all the slides that we already have. What it's going to do instead is going to, let's say I click on this one, this yellow. It's going to show me all the different slides that this template has, all the different layouts of slides that we can get access to. And at the bottom, it gives me a button that says Insert All Slides. So what it's going to do is going to grab one copy of all of those different slides, and it's going to insert them into the presentation that we already have. So if I click there, it's not going to apply the format of the template on the slides I already have. Instead, it's going to give me probably 20 new slides in my presentation. The cool thing about this is that it's already in Google Slides. I don't have to go to Slides Go and create a new template or a new presentation that I have to maybe copy my text from one side to the other. Or you can use this one, right? You can also use the one that is already here. I guess you also would have to copy and paste the text from one slide to the other. So basically, it comes down to the same thing, right? It just depends on which one you want to use. I invite you to explore these templates because there are quite a lot. And you can see if you like any of these, you can start off with these and start applying the content to each template. Alternatively, of course, you can always go to Slides Go and get a copy there. So let's see if I can grab one of these and see, I got 19 new slides from this template. And again, if I want to change templates, like I don't like this one, for example, let's say I don't like it. So I grab another one and it also tells me insert all slides. So again, it's not going to replace the slides that I just inserted. It's going to add new ones. Okay, so make sure you go through all the slide examples that you have here embedded in the templates menu, and you can choose the template that you like the best, and you can start adding your content to each of these slides. So that's it from me. That's all I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching. This has been Javier Ragliati presenting you AI build presentations with EdTech with jReb. And of course, as always, you can follow me on Twitter, or you can also go to my website, jreb.me, where you can sign up for a free monthly newsletter and check out all the past recordings for these webinars. I hope you enjoy this, and make sure you try out making your own presentations with AI.